Welcome back to our journey to Surabaya city and the surrounding northeastern Javanese countryside. The region is a short hop away from Bali and just as beautiful, perhaps even more, but without the annoyingly touristy flavor. To get to Surabaya, we recommend flying Singapore Airlines. All right, that's my flight over there, SQ915. It's the first flight in the morning, that's why it's also the most popular. But there's another reason why it's extremely popular. It's also the only flight of Singapore Airlines that uses its new Dreamliner 787-10, and I'm about to try it. We cited Singapore Airlines' latest generation Dreamliner aircraft in our recent Executive Class Travel Awards. And once in the cabin, you can immediately tell why. Hello, good morning. Over here, right? Award-winning Singapore Girls Service for one, but also the new cabin and seat design in business class. Right, so one of the first things you'll notice with the new 787-10, the Dreamliner, is the full flat seat. Now, that's usually offered in first class, or for business class, it's offered for long-haul flights. Nope, we're flying to Singapore on a full flat seat, which means you can actually go to sleep. It's a luxury to have full flat seats on a medium-haul flight. But there are many more award-winning amenities to look forward to on your 3.5-hour flight to Singapore than just a good morning's sleep. Okay, it might be too early for champagne, but because I'm flying on this new Dreamliner for the very first time, it's worthy of a celebration. Cheers. Too bad there are no direct flights to Surabaya from Manila. But if there's one airport I don't mind a layover in, it's got to be Changi, awarded as the best in the world. Singapore Airlines and its sister carrier Silk Air fly daily to Surabaya with flight times of just over an hour, providing travelers a convenient, seamless, and luxurious experience to the regional capital. It's a new day in northeastern Java, and I'm waking up in a blanket of clouds to what seems like heaven. But it's not a dream. This is the view from my resort, the Plataranbromo, nestled amid terraced farmlands and one of the most spectacular vistas in Indonesia, the Bromo National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Did you ever wonder why a lot of people, especially in the West, call coffee Java or hot Java? Well, that's because a lot of the beans are sourced from this part of the world. That's good. The coffee and crops planted on the slopes here benefit from the cool climate and soil enriched by the many volcanoes in the vicinity. Of course, you can stay behind in the hotel and enjoy the views of the mountains or enjoy the cold mountain weather. Or you can explore the mountains yourself. That's exactly what we're going to do. And we're taking a 4x4. Yeah. Morning. The Plataranbromo offers off-road tours through steep cliffs, pine forests, and rice terraces, including a picnic in the resort's private farm on Tanggulangin Hill. Fauzi, the resort manager, welcomes me with a feast of local delicacies, laid out in what has to be one of the most scenic and chilly spots in their property. You know, I'm surprised, like you're in a sweater.
Sorry, you
didn't bring any jacket. Because a lot of people think that, you know, you come to Indonesia, it's warm, it's tropical climate.
Yeah.
But here, it's different, right?
It's totally different. Totally different. Because our located is the 1,700 above sea level. So that's why it's very cold here.
How cold is cold?
Sometimes it can be 6 degrees. Sometimes it's 12 degrees. At the worst case, it can be at 3 degrees at the night.
Apart from cool weather, the Plataranbromo, the newest in the Indonesian luxury hotel group's collection, offers guests awe-inspiring views of the surrounding highlands and glimpses of volcanic peaks. The entire resort, its rooms, patios, and gardens were all designed to maximize the view. Plataran even purchased the surrounding farms to ensure no one else can build a structure that might wreck the scenery. And by preserving the farms, they preserve the local way of life as well. And that's why everything I'm having for brunch was sourced here.
But it's a nice place. It's very cool. Yeah. So you prepared something from the farms, right?
Yeah. This all food we create from our farming.
Okay.
Like this for rice, and this for vegetable and potato. Potato actually from
everything from here, from this land
here.
Of yours.
Yes.
Amazing. The herbs and vegetables for the spring rolls, the potato for the plekedel patties, the tofu for the tahu bakso, and the rice for the nagasari, all of them from their own upland farm.
Sticky rice. Now the wonderful thing about the microclimate here is because it's upland, you get a lot of really good vegetables. You can have rice because of the rice terraces that we saw. It's almost like a self-sufficient community, and as you can see here, we're eating everything that is grown just around the hotel. Fantastic. Chef, thank you so much. Chef Johannes.
You're welcome.
All right, now let's eat, let's enjoy.
And with bellies filled and hearts warmed by the resort staff's hospitality, it's time to hit the road towards Mount Bromo.
Mount Bromo is a national park, and entrance is restricted, and only registered vehicles are allowed. That's why they're able to preserve the place properly. Now in a short while we're going to stop and we're going to take a look at one of the most breathtaking views of Mount Bromo, the caldera of Mount Bromo.
There are many vantage points, but the highest and most spectacular of all is from the Mount Penang lookout.
Wow, this is really worth the climb. And indeed, it's much more than I expected from Mount Bromo. I've seen many mountains and volcanoes in the past, but this view over here is definitely on my top 10 list. Mount Bromo is a sacred mountain. The name comes from Brahma, the Hindu word or the Hindu god Brahma. And I have to say, something as beautiful like this can only be made by God.
Although collectively called Bromo, the view actually covers a number of other volcanoes and temples within the caldera, known here as a sea of sands, because that's what it looks like from afar.
Okay, from the top of the mountain, we're going down to the base of the volcano, to the Sea of Sands. Let's go. The Sea of Sands. I wonder what that's like.
The descent from Mount Penang is an experience in itself, with heart-stopping views of Bromo's otherworldly landscape passing you. I imagine it's like driving a lunar rover across the moon's surface.
All right, here we are in the Sea of Sands, but instead of boats, we've got horses. All right, which is mine?
The horses save you time and effort wading through the hot sand on foot, but it's a fun way to travel as well. We're stopping by the Puru Luhur Totem, a Hindu temple built for pilgrims visiting the sacred mountain.
Amazing, right? As you know, Indonesia is predominantly Muslim. In fact, it is the largest Muslim country in the entire world. But long before the arrival of Islam in this land, there was already an ancient Hindu kingdom, the Majapahit Kingdom. And that's why you'll see traces of Hinduism all over the land.
The Tengger people, a Hindu minority population in East Java, consider this one of their most sacred shrines. But thankfully, they welcome guests from other faiths to pay respect in the temple.
So in a short while, we're going to be offering something at the temple, and I'll be talking and interacting with a Hindu priest. In fact, I think he's over here. Hello, good to see you.
Yes.
Hello, hello. Nice to meet you. So, is this correct?
Yeah.
Maybe you can teach me. What is this for?
He tells me the sash encourages focus and concentration during prayer. How exactly? I'm about to find out. The priest asks me to sit cross-legged facing Mount Bromo, the source of his blessing.
We're going to be lighting some incense sticks and do a ritual offering to the spirits that inhabit Mount Bromo and this entire holy site. This now is a ritual blessing. He's going to put some water on my head, and later on I'm going to have to drink some of the water that he's prayed over.
I'm wondering if a foreigner and non-Hindu like me might be desecrating his religion, but apparently not, because the Tengger aren't purists and even incorporate Buddhist and animist practices.
Now he wants me to get a pinch of rice, put it on my forehead.
Yes.
Put it in my throat.
After a final blessing, I'm done, purified, and now ready to climb Mount Bromo and pay tribute to the spirits dwelling in the crater of the active volcano. Once again, I get there by horseback, and this time through more challenging but far more dramatic terrain.
I didn't realize the view here is actually prettier than the one we saw from above, but there's a catch because this entire caldera and the volcanoes in it are all active volcanoes, including Mount Bromo, where we are right now at this moment, which means be careful because over the past few years, this has seen a lot of seismic activity.
The climb's not for the faint-hearted at all, with 250 steep, slippery, and sandy steps to the top. But boy, oh boy, is it worth it, because just look at this. I'm lucky to be here off-season, because during the annual Kasada Festival, the ridge is teeming with pilgrims who come to offer their gifts.
You might notice some debris on the slopes of the crater. That is garbage. These are remnants of offerings given by pilgrims to the god Brahma, who is said to reside within the volcano. They come all the way here, make a long trek up the caldera, over the crater, and offer a gift to the gods.
Vendors on the slope sell food and flowers for offering, so why not show some respect for their traditions? Most pilgrims offer fruits, food, vegetables to the gods. I want to be a lot neater than they are, so I'm going to offer these dried flowers instead. So here goes. 1, 2. Here's the Brahma in Mount Bromo. You don't have to be a Tengger or Hindu or even religious to feel something stirring inside you. The vast, empty, surreal volcanic landscape is enough to move your spirit. Indeed, one ought to wonder why we fly to such distant destinations just to enjoy nature, when East Java, our southern neighbor, is so close to us anyway. And close in so many other ways, such as the way we express ourselves in language, in faith, in food, and in the way we so easily accept foreigners into our warm embrace.
And that's all for this episode of Executive Class. I'm David Celdran in Java. Thanks for watching.